Hey, this is BN. Welcome to Orb on the Euro US dollar. Let's get started. If you take a look at the video I made that looks at WD Gann's 1929 forecast, you will see he was off a couple of days at some times, while other points were bang on. In practice, this is called orb, or another way to look at it by Gann aficionados is lost motion with time. This creates a little bit of what we call slippage. Orb works like this. You have a mean date that the time cycle is due, and the turn can come in 2 days either side of that. So like if your cycle mean date projects to a Wednesday, you know that it will come in Monday through Friday, which is 2 days either side. Ouch. That's because that's hard to trade. If you have ever traded, you know that this presents a problem as you don't want to be waiting all week for a turn. In order to overcome this, an orb technique is placed over the mean date so that the turn can generally be narrowed down to within a 48-hour window. There are various orb techniques in Tunnel. I use what I call the Adirondack Mountains from Tunnel. It is a planetary-based orb system and is used on all the forecasts that I share. Some have asked if it is possible to do intraday turns with this planetary orb system. The answer there is no. Planets are not that precise, although there are other methods that are. If you have my free lessons, which I share from my website, you know all about averaging the repetitions of the time cycle. If not, no worries, I will show you a little bit of how to do it here. Cycle repeat 1 is 310 degrees. Okay. Cycle repeat 2 is 312 degrees. Cycle repeat 3 is 310.5 degrees. We add these up and divide by 2, and we get the average, which is 310.9. Okay, the planet hits 310.9 on December 15. That means there's going to be a turn in there around those dates, you see. Okay, this is the 14th and 15th, but 2 days either side of this, we've got 1, 2. So it could come in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've got to go the other way, or Monday. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday are all acceptable within this. Okay, and so that presents a problem because you're going to have to be basically watching this, trade for quite a while unless you can narrow it down. In a forecast, each pivot is taken through an orb process. Okay. The order of the pivots goes high, low, no exceptions. Then one has a completed forecast. Let's take a look at an example. The mean dates for the Euro US dollar for July 2012, coming from averages of past repetitions, is July 1, July 12, July 19, July 26. Here are the mean dates I just read off. And here's the dates that they project to. The mean date and the projected date after orb is the same, July 1 for this one. July 12 mean date gives July 14. July 19 mean date gives July 20th. July 26 mean date gives July 25th. Okay. So the forecasted dates would be July 1, 14, 20, and 25. Those are the dates that would go into the forecast. The next step is to check the high-low rotation coming into the month. Very important, because I've messed that up. Not this year, but in 2015, I had one that messed up. I messed up the rotation coming into it, and everything came in exactly reverse, and that sucks. Okay, and we're going to take a look at this in a minute. The June 26 pivot, which was the last pivot before the July 2012 forecast, came in as a low. This means we will have the following rotation. From June 26 low, we have July 1 high, July 14 low, July 20 high, July 25 low. Now, if this June 26 pivot would have came in as a high, this would have flipped the sequence. July 1 would have been a low, July 14th would have be a high, and so on and so forth. Let's go take a look at the Euro US dollar. Okay, let me get my handy dandy price box up here. Okay. And we need our June 26 low right here. Okay. And our cycle pivot date projected, we have July 1 as a high. We got June 29 high and July 2. So it occurred over the weekend. And that's fine. We'll take that. All right. Our next pivot projection is July 14 low. And that came in July 13 down here. Okay. And our next pivot projection high is July 20th. July 19th here. Our next projected pivot is July 25. And we have July 24 here. Okay. And that is how she played out, you see. So that's the process that you have to go to in order to get those pivots timed from what we call mean dates. If you've gained insight from my videos, subscribe so you can get the latest on my free market calls, updates, commentary, and teachings. You know, in the book, The Tunnel Through the Air, Robert Gordon represents certain things at certain times. Like in the beginning, he is Cottonhead. He's Robert Gordon Cottonhead. Then later, he is Supreme Commander. These are entirely different things. So what I'm saying is when Robert shifts gears and his persona changes, so does the part of the system that Gann's talking about. So as you can see, knowledge is priceless. Hey, this is BA reminding you, you can succeed. Take care. Bye-bye.